Whether the names
No,
mentioned in
first of all, my order was release discharging the Mr. Gupta.
Read online.
I am requesting him to assist this court again if he does not feel any inconvenience to assist it.
Not at all, my lord. It's a honor and privilege, my lord.
So this is the number one. We'll go back to the position where we were. And the DIG CID was directed to appear personally. Mr. Nondi, Mr. Bandyopadhyay is required to appear personally through, of course,
Virtual mode.
virtual mode. DIG CID herself is now available.
But she is in a different range, madam. There are DIG CIDs, but each
Because I'll be asking you the question that in terms of Anish Kumar, na? What is called?
My lord, Anish Kumar's judgment. Anish Kumar.
So non-issuance of this 41 notice exposed the IO to the disciplinary proceeding. What is the view of your department? That I want to know first. Who is the officer who can apprise this court on this issue?
but the DIG who appeared, it is under him only that zone is.
So personal appearance of DIG CID is necessary, or the personal appearance? Because last occasion, Mr. Bandyopadhyay apprised this court, she was on leave.
No, but she is in a altogether different zone. But this DIG
I don't mind who DIG, who will appear. Who is the officer can explain that.
DIG ops.
DIG not being all the
No, my lord, may I make one submission, my lord?
Yes.
My lord, I have gone through the FIR. The FIR was registered by Bidhannagar North Police Station. I do not know by when the case was transferred to the to CID. So the responsibility ought to have been of the officer in charge of Bidhannagar North Police Station to send the 41A notice. Because the matter was transferred to CID much later, as I understand.
I'm grateful for that. I was supposed to say.
So then initially, without not knowing even Anish Kumar, I asked the IO to find an explanation, not the IO, the Bidhannagar officer in charge.
Before
As
whom
to
FIR
why-
was lodged.
As to why, remember that order?
Delay. That is for the delay.
No, he
Yes.
initially said that he thought there is no cognizable offence on which
Mr. Bhattacharya, so far I recollect, I directed, rather I issued a show cause notice to him as to why disciplinary proceeding should not be initiated against him for disobeying the direction of the secretary, education secretary, to treat the letter as an FIR. So now in a other way around, for not following the direction of Anish Kumar, the disciplinary proceeding, as Supreme Court has in clear terms has directed, disciplinary proceeding should have been initiated. So against whom? That I want to know from the either DIG, who is the person, who is the officer,
DIG ops will be present before virtually.
and he can explain it.
That is his zone.
Supposing the officer in charge of North Bidhannagar police station was liable to issue that notice, then obviously he will be in default, non-compliant with the Anish Kumar judgment, or the person who took over.
Bidhannagar Commissionerate is the superior authority to Bidhannagar North Police Station.
So it is better. This is only about this issue. Next date. It is not that about the other investigation. At appropriate time, if you cannot satisfy me, then I will pass that direction. We are on the interpretation of the FIR, that whether the annexure to the FIR forms part of the FIR or not, and the persons named in the FIR, whether required to be issued that notice or not, whether they were required to be investigated or rather interrogated or not. So you have to explain it. If you cannot explain, then obviously the ultimately law part they will not explain, the execution part. Now let the Bidhannagar Commissionerate be, or you can explain the situation.
I will.
So for the time being, appearance maybe.
I will try to satisfy. I will try. Let me take instruction regarding that. I will.
It is better. You take instruction from Bidhannagar Police Commissionerate that for not following the direction of Anish Kumar, whether disciplinary proceeding can be initiated against this or not. What is your view on that? I want to know from you first. Then the concerned officer will come. Now let us meet in a date.
I will kindly take the trouble to go through minor's order of 9th April. I think that will also be before
Parliament. The Parliament next week.
which was
9th April.
9th April.
9th April. Then I think Mr. Nondi will have some assistance to get the proper instruction. The page 3 of the said order.
9th April is not about
এটা তো সেটা থেকে বেরোবে।
No, it is.
Hmm.
That which only the direction for.
Direction of
Sir, order type.
Entire.
Entire order.
That is their interpretation.
Order should be read in the context with the what do the Supreme Court.
No.
No, they have not classified. Possibly they have challenged the entire order.
So I read the order of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court only records that directing CBI. That order does not give any
The entire-
reasons. Therefore,
Mr. Bhattacharya, if the state does not want to proceed against his officer who is openly disobeying the direction or the instruction of the superior, what you can do? The state is saying, my secretary has directed, it is not that. Mr. X from any locality went to police station and asking, requesting the police treat it as an FIR. It is a secretary, without any clear term is writing that treat it as an FIR. Disobedience of that, if the state thinks that this is no offense, no dereliction of their duty, then what you can do? But here, not following the Arnesh Kumar will obviously land him the officer in trouble. Now, disciplinary process.
State does or not, I am not on that. This is the directions of a constitutional court. No one can, will not defy. That's why state will not went on appeal only with regard to the SLP, specifically confined to the point that the CBI could have been directed.
The other part was the show cause.
And therefore, we have to read the order in the context of challenge. Anyway,
Usually we learn, supposing let me put it in my civil knowledge. If it is a decree, a partly decree is allowed in favor of plaintiff, when he prefers to appeal, he clarifies in the preamble that I'm agreed by that part only. But the SLP was exposed to all directions.
No. SLP argument, everything was confined to the question that the Honorable Division Bench and the Honorable Single Judge was not justified in directing CBI, though no investigation, but to make comment on the anonymous letters. And the Honorable Supreme Court found that there was a justified reason given in the order. Therefore, that order means that part of the order goes.
One of the prayer of the petitioner is the investigation by the CBI. One of. Now, I want to know from Mr. Bhattacharya the earlier direction for only collection of some, not the investigation. I never
Examination, Lordship. Preliminary examination.
Preliminary examination report was already filed. That order will affect your present prayer.
No, the Honorable Supreme Court makes it very clear. Now the Honorable Judge will proceed with the main matter on marriage. Therefore, my prayer in all, if the court finds on merit their justification, court will be pleased to pass order or deny.
Exactly.
If the courts without hands had not been tied, the specific prayer before the Division Bench Supreme Court was that the court.
Why the CBI is necessary? Give me one instance. Give me one instance why CBI is necessary.
But my lord, as of now, I believe my lord, the court is satisfied, court conscience that the state investigating agency is not moving in the proper direction and with the honest urgency which required this particular case to be done. And that is one of the ground for which the investigation should be transferred. Here,
this is not taking any disciplinary action in terms of the order of the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court against the officer who did not issue the 41 notice. Failure of the state to not to ask any question or issue notice, ask them questions to the accused persons named in the FIR, or the interpretation of the state that they are not the named in, does it all together lead to?
Yes, lead to Miller total failure in carrying out the investigation which requires in this particular case. The nature of allegations are very serious. State admits. State's admission, that's why the departmental secretary had to file an FIR.
In spite of that,
the way the investigation has been proceeded so far does not really instill confidence in the mind of anyone.
Very well. Give me a date, but very short date.
Whatever date the court gives, I have to come down from Delhi. I will. 18 তারিখ।
Subject.
18 তারিখ কি বার হচ্ছে?
Mr. Dotto has joined online. If he's available on 18th, subject to lordship business permitting.
Well, I will come down. That for this, I will come down from Delhi. No difficulty.
But 20th কোন Thursday যদি সুবিধা হয় আপনার?
Friday হলেই ভালো।
Friday. 21st. Thursday হলো ঈশ্বরদা প্রবলেম।
Before Holi, give me a date before Holi.
Then Holi is on 14th.
Today we are 7th. Can we meet on 13th?
Very well, I'll come.
13th.
I could.
13th, if it could be in the first half, Willard.
First up. It will be in the list. Make yourself available.
13th at 2 p.m.
No, 2 p.m.
Not 2 p.m.
Civil admin, na? Last order টা কোথায় গেল? Release order টা? Very good. Release order টা বার করো আমার। Mr. Bhattacharya, any more pleadings you have?
No, so for the pleadings are concerned, there's no further pleadings for.
My lord, once-
Mr. Gupta, you have been supplied with all pleadings of the parties?
No, my lord, I have only been supplied with the documents from Mr. Bhattacharya's client. My lord, all I need, my lord, is the annexures, 3 annexures to the FIR, which the state can supply.
It has not been supplied to us.
Mr. Nondi,
Madam?
complete copy of the SIR, please supply to the amicus curiae.
ওটা আপলোড করেনি।
Annexure তো upload করার নিয়ম নেই তো কোনো?
You supply the writ petition.
শুধুমাত্র
You have got the copies of all
শুধু ওইটাই দেওয়া।
pleadings, whatever reports and other things filed and whatever is available with you. File it. After the scrutinization of record, if he says that something is not there, then either party may, Mr. Dotto may supply or Mr. Nondi may supply.
Education department.
Yes?
But I was suggesting that if Mr. Bhattacharya's client can prepare sort of an informal paper book with all the papers so that it can be of assistance to everyone, so that we don't.
Let us
we don't have to hop around
let us
here and
proceed on 13th.
there. No, by 13th, if he could prepare.
No, let us meet on 13th. Thereafter, I'll
Yes,
think.
sir.
And whoever wants to take inspection of the record, Mr. Samim.
But we want to take inspection of the annexures of the FIR. If Mr. Nondi
কোর্টের রেকর্ডই তো আছে, কোর্টের রেকর্ড।
ওটা আছে কেন?
Mr. Samim, you take inspection of the record.
কোর্ট রেকর্ড দিয়ে
If
ইনস্পেকশন আছে।
any pleadings, anything is not with you,
That's fine.
then you may also. And you are also a party, you can also take inspection.
Lordship.
This is the order, which order I released the matter by order dated 26th February.
Yes, last order.
যেটা হ্যান্ডবুক নিয়ে আসিস, সিবিআই ম্যানুয়াল।
Place the matter, the supplementary list on March 13, 20.